the second one, like I said, it's like bits, like commercials. I love quotes, I love education, whatever. I start with that. Service. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. And that was Martin Luther King. Researchers say that people who help others tend to live longer. Even getting to my life, something else I'm excited about I want to share is I graduated in law, but I realized my senior year that I didn't want to be a lawyer. When we had study groups, I was more so bored. When people would be like, I'm going to Central, I'm going here, I would get frustrated. And that's how I was realizing early that I wasn't passionate about this. You know, because why would I get mad about, hey, you know, go be a lawyer, this is what you're majoring in. So for me, when I finished school and I graduated, I earned experience, and it was called mentoring, but pretty much as everybody knows, social work. And and now, that's what I do. I'm social work, and I'm working to go back to school next year for my master's to do social work. And one thing that a mentor of mine was telling me that I take very serious was, same thing my brother was saying, another thing was that social work is a ministry. And matter of fact, I'm gonna give everybody a visual. This is true story, this is how it was. This was my day Thursday, this week, Thursday. So Thursday, I go to a school in Rocky Mount. I walk in, and where my man here is sitting, it's a young girl sitting there, and I walk by, and I'm like, you know, hey, how you doing? And she's like, don't talk to me. And I just pretty much brushed it off, you know, and I just kept going. But next thing you know, when I came out of the office, and I went back up to speak to her, would see her or pass by to see another student, she was in handcuffs. Now, this girl was pretty much like Lawrence, I believe, daughter, pretty much that size. She wasn't even built, she wasn't real strong. She had a lot of anger in her. She had a lot of rage in her. It took 2 police officers that were male police officers to pull her down, slam her on the ground, and she was just fussing and cursing and just heated. And her mother came to the school, and mom was outside, and mom just had her hands in the pocket just looking. And and how God was just speaking to me was just looking at her like, not blaming the mother, but I was like, you know something, and that's something that she has been through that's causing her to be this angry. And for her to be such a, I mean, you looked at her braids and a pretty young girl, and I was like, so much rage and anger and that much strength. And it reminded me of being privileged and honored and loving this thing of social work, because there's not a lot of men in this field. And this really is ministry. There are people, matter of fact, giving you the statistics, it says 1 in 5 children in the U.S. suffers from some sort of emotional or behavior condition, according to a new study led by the National Academy of Sciences. So that note, people going through. And there's people, as Charlene was touching on, there's people that is being raped and abused, and girls and boys. And there's people that is seeing domestic violence. And same thing as my brother was saying, unfortunately in churches a lot, it's still that big gap. It's like, I get saved, now I'm perfect. But hold on, for 5 or 10 years, I was consecutively raped and molested. I can't talk about it, so I'm supposed to act healed. I'm supposed to be straight. So then it's showing. Then I got to a second young guy. I picked him up from a high school. He had on a red hat, and he had on a red shirt. So I could pretty much, I'm sure everybody can guess what he was. Yeah, he was a blood. But then I was just prayerful to myself, like, may I see him as God see me, and may I see him, and I can't be scared of my own people. I have to do something. You know what I'm saying? That's the point, as my man was saying too, that I owe it, and that's something Sean is about too, that I really see and really love to see. The kids and the youth, and I'm like, I have to be somebody, I can't run from this picture, he needs it. So we ride in the car and we're talking, and like I said, he got his shirt, got his hat on, dreads in his head, and by image, you probably walk him in the street and just like, hey, he's trouble. So we ride in the car, and when we're riding, we just start talking about different things, music, life. I asked him where he want to be when he's 25. And he told me, he was like, I want to go to Duke University, and I want to be an engineer. And it hit me like, whoa, like, image. You know, you're looking at him, it's like, he can't be that. He ain't gonna be that, he's trouble. He ain't even got that in his head. I'm like, Duke University? I mean, I even questioned him a second time, not to put him down, just to make sure I heard it right. He's like, Duke University. So then I didn't get into the game talk. I let him kind of talk with me, and he was like, with me, he was like, well, Mr. Jonathan, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm in the game. And he was like, I'm a blood. And he was like, I don't want to be in a gang. I've been in foster places all my life. My mom gave up on me, my dad gave up on me. And he said, I got to be honest with you. This is the only real family that I ever had. And it hit me. Like my man was saying, it hit me because I was like, I couldn't even argue with a young brother. I just told him, of course you're going to say, don't do that. You know where it leads you. But what could I say to him about family? He was like, I don't have family. Nobody's sitting there doing nothing with me. These brothers are approaching me or doing, I guess, what we're supposed to be doing in church. So there are men that's embracing me, and they're taking me for who I am, and they're showing me love. And it's pretty much with those things that hit me. So pretty much I was seeing that, and that's something that hit me. So let me get to my second piece, serve. I don't have to just talk or express with my words. For me, I just gotta serve. I don't sit there and have to schedule a meeting with the preacher to brag and tell him about how much I'm doing because I want to move up and get a position. All I need to do is just speak to who's gonna listen. So for the youth, I love you because for youth, it's not about judging me or how I look, or it's just about giving love and taking love back. And for me, I feel that I owe it to you. If I had to work hard, I can't be slack. So serving, I must be like Christ and be out there wherever it is, whether it's the rough neighborhoods, whether it's the schools, whether it's the foster homes, the jail cells. I gotta be in there and show love, because love is what these brothers and sisters need to see. Love is in all of us, but we gotta masquerade him and show he in me. So for me, when I go out there, I take it serious, and I don't even say this bragging, because for me, I take this so serious about, for each life, I really believe that each life that I'm touching, I'm really helping to save somebody in the world. So for that, I serve. And I don't have to be about just my actions or my words. So anyway, let me get to another